Hey there everybody, welcome back to the final world revisited in Silent Hill 4. That's right, our final victim that we ran into, good old Tricky Dick, is apparently chilling in midair, but yet again, not a guy we want to deal with. So we'll just go ahead and put a toothpick into our dick. And I'll quickly explain, he is actually a fairly interesting ghost. He is actually one of the only ghosts that doesn't fly.
I remember this place. It looks a lot like downtown Ash.
You are so full of shit. This looks nothing like anything. But yeah, he teleports around, he hits you with his crowbar, he's incredibly dangerous, so it's good to put him down. So here we get our puzzle for the world, I suppose. It's a fetch quest. I'm not actually sure whose diary this is supposed to be. Maybe it's young Walter's, but I kind of assume not, since Walter has apparently never had a good memory in all of his life. But we have 4 reminiscences, reminisci, that we have to deal with. And that means finding 4 different items and putting them into their correct places. First thing we're going to do, though, is try to make this a little bit easier on ourselves and ditch Eileen, at least for a little bit. And if you're wondering if, the 4 items we have to find are in reasonable spots, the answer to that would be an astounding no. None of the items are placed in any kind of reasonable locations, but thankfully their locations aren't randomized or anything like that. And already we get our first item. What's a cue ball doing here? Yeah, this cue ball, in case you didn't know what a cue ball was, it's white with no number on it. That means it's a cue ball. Good writing, I suppose. Yeah, as to why the cue ball was down in the showers, it's never explained. They pretty much just place the items as far away from where they need to be as possible.
I'm going to see my mom. Stay out of my way. Who are you, anyway?
My name's Walter. Walter Sullivan. It's time to complete the 21 sacraments.
But that's my name. And what are the 21 sacraments?
Don't worry. You'll know soon enough. Well, let's go and see Mother.
Let me go, that hurts.
Damn!
Damn, we were so close to something. I don't even know, but pretty much immediately they decide to be a massive dick, and if you didn't keep Cynthia pinned down, well, get a nice little greeting after that semi-awkward cinematic. But at least that kind of indicates to us that we won't be seeing Walter, at least not in this world. But that's kind of the end of, I don't know, the good-natured spirit of this particular world. As we'll be seeing, this world is, well, it doesn't let up on being annoying. But hey, look! It's a weird place for a volleyball game. I can't agree enough, Henry. The hellish, otherworldly, building world dimension is definitely not a good place for a volleyball game. Also get a Saint medallion hidden over here in the corner, which will be very useful. And you may remember this room had been previously large and unoccupied, and now there's a little destruction derby going on of possessed wheelchairs. You can either go very easily or not so easily. Yeah, the erratic behavior of the wheelchairs is definitely not something easy to plan around. Also, if we search around a little, we'll find a holy candle. I will say one thing about Building World Revisited: it actually does improve upon the sound ambiance that we previously didn't get in this area. But for those of you who might remember, there was a pool table in the bar, and, well, where else to put a cue ball than on the billiard table. Not that it gives us any indication that we did something right, but hey, look, it's note. It's note. There we go. This note is from, well, a non-murdered bartender. Apparently the boss of the establishment got a few complaints, and they decided to change the number of the bar. That's a good way to deal with things. But they also changed the door code for the bar, and we are going to need that for later. The problem is, well, we don't know the number. But that kind of takes care of the easier portion of the level, mostly because we don't have to escort around Eileen for right now. But that means we still have 3 more items to go, and, well, it's going to go about as well as expected. Also make sure and pop on a Saint medallion, because Cynthia is still perusing the alleyway for some deals. But she is actually not alone in her alleyway skulking. We also have, I want to say it was a pet shop owner, but I can't remember for certain. There's just too many dead people. Now, we could actually technically take the other elevator and just kind of leave Eileen behind, but might as well torture myself a little bit more. I mean, enjoy her company. And you may be wondering if there's anything on the middle floor. No. It's just a portal back and Richard making gurgling noises. We can actually hear Richard down there right now. And we haven't seen sniffer dogs in quite a bit. And thankfully they're still pretty easy to deal with. So we got a health drink next to this dead dog's body. Was that a cat in heat? I guess that's terrifying. I can only imagine the sound direction in this particular room had to be, you know, we need some feedback and a horny cat. That has to be the most terrifying combination in minutes. But yeah, now that we're back in the sports athletic store, we can drop off our volleyball. And we can pick up another very highly important golf club. And there actually is one more kind of easily missed item. Cake candles here? Mystery. Or maybe not. Yeah, I initially wanted to say that these items were actually connected to ghosts, but technically the only item that we find or have to pick up connected to any ghost was that billiard ball. Pretty much in all the files for the ghost, there is a mention of, I guess, items close to the victims left behind, and, well, I think for the bartender who was murdered at a party, well, he left behind a billiard ball, or a billiard ball was left near his corpse. Here we're getting just mildly cock-blocked by this ghost. It's only partially annoying. There is our bartender friend, still impaled on the ground. Oh, it's a kitty cat. Hey, kitty cat. Henry, you just gotta admit to yourself, this is just a weird place for anything. But we now have a stuffed cat with droopy ears. And we can dump off our cake candles in the birthday cake. And we can take a nice little side trip out here. We don't need to go out here, but there are a few nice items to get. So there's a never-ending stream of happy dogs to murder. Or to accidentally whack Eileen. For our troubles, we get a nice health drink, which will be good in healing me for the damage I just took in that stupid fight. Also, it's good to clear up some space because, well, obviously we're running a bit low with carrying around a stuffed cat and holy candles. Oh, speaking of holy candles, we got another one. Really kind of feel like I'm missing out on some of the hauntings, but as far as I know, well, they occur kind of randomly, so I can only hope I'm not missing out on any. But not actually for certain. They don't really keep a running tally. And obviously at the long end of this hallway, well, you can only assume we're going to get some amazing prize for just coming out of our way to deal with all these sniffer dogs and basically take a 4 to 5 minute sidetrack. So, what's our great prize? Hooray! It's another golf club that I won't use. And I don't even have space, so let's go ahead and dump some stuff off. Holy Jesus. It's our good ghost friend, Jimmy Stone, victim number 1, who actually saw in the intro scene. Yeah, he can be kind of unexpected when you pop up from the bed and immediately start taking damage, but, well, his gooey presence will soon be dealt with. Yeah, that particular haunting is probably one of the few ones that will actually follow you to different rooms. If we happen to go into the living room, we would actually see him in there, but, you know, since we're here, we might as well check out the new sign. Well, that's the old number for the bar. Yeah, also I found out you can't actually knock on the windows and doors. It doesn't do anything, though. But, well, maybe that number is still connected. Maybe there's some information we can get.
The phone number you are trying to reach is no longer in service. The new number is 555-4890.
And there we go. We now have the 4-digit code to the bar again. And since we are here, we do have plenty of items to dump off. But first, we do have a new note under the door. And yet again, we are just learning more and more about Walter Sullivan because we need an exposition dump. This just goes over more about, well, Walter wasn't really too happy about people living in his mother and impeding his journeys to see said mother, so he kind of starts to develop even more of a resentment to society in general. And it doesn't really help that he was being brainwashed by the order at the Wish House. So you kind of got a bunch of negative things going on, and, well, children are just so impressionable. And especially the Descent of the Holy Mother, which we have heard so much about, was apparently one of his favorite tracks. And so he moved to a nearby town called Pleasant River, which we will never hear about again. And he proceeded to start his murderous plan, which we've been told so much about. Yeah, we're only gonna need one Saint Medallion. We're definitely not gonna need the gun or the golf club. Yeah, we are definitely getting a wide assortment of golf clubs at this point. Still have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do with them. And guess who doesn't get to watch backtracking? Yep, just decided to go ahead and skip back to the athletic store. Because what better place to take a kitty cat than to the pet store? And yet again, it's the small touches outside of the ominous roaring. We can also hear cats and dogs barking, which we couldn't hear before. But we do need to hurry because this is actually another place that Cynthia will haunt. And oh, we hear the distant sound of a clock. Well, we would if we didn't have ghost sounds and cats and dogs barking. And there is that lovely distant clock sound. But we do have some more reading material that we couldn't read before on the ground here. Just goes over a little bit more of the gruesome details of the pet shop owner's, well, untimely demise at the hands of Walter. Multiple gunshot wounds, one of them to the face. I don't know why you'd need a submachine gun for that. But outside of the pet shop owner dying, we also find out that, well, the entire pet store was actually put into quite a disarray, and all the animals were slaughtered. Also, Steve Garland's heart was removed, but oh my god, all the pets were murdered! And after all the sounds have quieted down, we actually get a nice little Easter egg after re-entering the pet shop. Yeah, it's a nice little touch. It does add to the fact that, well, I mean, the newspaper clearly said that something horrible and bloodied had gone down, and well, now we get to actually see it in person. But for those who may or may not remember, there was an inverted room we had stumbled on before, and there was a door with a clock in front of it. So that's pretty much the only place left to go, really. I'm really trying hard not to hurt her, but you know. No, I'm not a misogynist. That's not what that meant. It is kind of a pain. They don't give you a better indication of her health. I mean, she will start to turn black and veiny, but that's pretty much when she's getting really close to bad health. I assume she's doing fine. But this rather tricky looking area is actually not that difficult. You, well, first just have to ignore every door because they're all locked. And it's also a good idea to have a saint medallion ready because, well, it's a spectral reunion, as we already saw Jasper heading our way. So you can see Cynthia down there, and, well, depending on who you have or have not dealt with, there could be possibly 3 or 4 ghosts just kind of being absolute nightmares in this room. And from one waking nightmare into another, we have, I think, 4 gum heads, all equipped with different golf clubs, and at least 1 sniffer dog, and I can highly recommend, unless you are just a golf club aficionado and really, really want them, just don't fight in here. Honestly, the gum heads just do way too much damage, especially with golf clubs. We actually do get a little bit of a reprieve in this particular stairwell. Actually, if you had not pinned down Richard, he would be harassing you in this very narrow stairwell. And you can only imagine how just cumbersome that would be with a teleporting, spasmatic, crowbar-wielding maniac. But rather easily enough, we can just skate around these last 2 ghosty pals. The one major difficulty here is the alleyway leading out is actually, well, it's a bit difficult to determine if Eileen is actually with you or not. But hey, she's with us, that's great. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, our final destination was actually going to be the locked door in the bar. And that means running the wheelchair gauntlet with my face. Yeah, this, God, I just want to punch the person that made this room. It's not even a question of skill, it's purely luck. Purely luck. Ow. Yeah, one of our friendly golf club wielding gumhead pals decided to take a little trip to kick in the groin town. We get a nice new driver. You may be wondering if the golf clubs, well, if the driver is maybe more powerful than another golf club. No, all golf clubs do the exact same damage, they just have different names.
Considering the circumstances, I guess we're doing pretty good, huh?
I hate you so much, Eileen. But yeah, it is time to punch in our new door code, which is 4890. And if you remember last time, well, we had to go up quite a few flights of stairs. Well, this time, though, it's completely different. We have to go downstairs. And if you're wondering, well, why we're suddenly sped up, it's because there are a lot of stairs. There are a lot of stairs, there are a lot of Hummers, and, well, whenever you don't equip Eileen, she grows very scared of everything. And especially Hummers, she will just run away from Hummers. And I don't know about you guys, I just love small, annoying flying enemies. They are like the best invention ever for video games. They're like right there with escort quests and backtracking in the hallowed halls of good game design. But that wasn't so painful because I sped it up to double speed. And we do get a nice med kit, I guess, to heal us up from all the Hummer damage. And, well, I'm gonna guess this is the exit to the level. That wasn't too bad. Oh, the game tricked you, didn't it? Yep, this is a boss fight. This fight is against what is called the One Truth, and it kind of hints at what the idea is behind it, and it's that out of all these enlarged wall men, there's actually only one real one. And which one is that? Well, it's randomized, which is fun. In this room, it has next to no places to hide. And the only way you can actually tell is by actually hitting one of these very large wall men, getting slapped in the face. Basically, whenever you find the right wallman, they'll actually cause all of the wallmen to shake. One apparently was not the right one. Yeah, yet again, this is, well, less of skill and more of just luck. And thankfully, I got rather lucky on this particular fight because, well, to put this in perspective, there are 12 wallmen throughout the entire room. They all hit like a brick shithouse, and there's pretty much no good place for Eileen to stand, so there's a good chance she's just going to get slapped around as well. And there we go. The first boss of Silent Hill 4 has been taken down. Good riddance to bullshit puzzle bosses, I say. And with this, we now notice the background is pretty much pitch black. Fog is maybe not as heavy. We are definitely nearing the end of the road. How can you tell? Well, eyeballs. That's indicative of the end of a long travel. But yeah, Building World was actually our last world to revisit. Pretty much next time we will be at the final part of the game. But don't assume that the game is going to let up on us at all. It's still going to be an uphill battle, hopefully to defeat Walter, take down his evil plans to resurrect his mom. What a mama's boy. I can only assume that's little dancing mannequin Walter. I just felt like panting in his general direction because that's a lot of stairs. I think the developers just really, really love stairs. But we've finally reached the bottom of what I assume to be Walter's psyche, and we've ended up back at what appears to be our apartment door. But we'll find out more about that next time.